Here we go indeed. Welcome back to another episode of Into the 99, where we've got 99 cards, because Commander's number one. I am your host, Daniel. I've got both Sherman and Slothy with me. Sherman, how you doing today?
I'm exhausted. I have, 2-3 more weeks of holidays before it starts to slow down, which it never does. You know what? I want to show my appreciation to anyone that works retail or online that has to deal with people that are idiots this holiday season, because I think they're coming out of the woodwork. I seriously think so.
I want to quickly take that a step further. I just want to give a shout out to anyone who has to deal with people.
Yeah,
they're terrible.
I've had to deal with so many idiots. You know, like, for anyone who doesn't know, we're in Canada. There's a nationwide Canada Post strike, or postal strike. Okay, it's been going on for close to 3 weeks. And I have people yelling at me in messages saying, like, hey, why are you sending it with, like, UPS or FedEx, whatever? You need to send it with Canada Post, or else it doesn't get here fast enough, because we live in a rural place. And I'm like, do you guys not listen or watch the news? It's been 3 weeks.
You'll get nothing, yeah.
Yeah, you'll get nothing if I try to... No one's picking up. So, anyways, yeah. I got to go back to work after this.
It's frustrating. I ordered a bunch of Christmas gifts for my wife, and then I was like, hooray, I don't like to order things. But, really quickly, if you do order things, houseofcards.ca, promo code IT99. But, that aside, I don't like to order really anything. I like to buy things that I can tangibly hold, because that's just who I am as a person, and I have no patience. So, I ordered a bunch of these things, and they're like, oh, they'll be there in like 2 weeks. And I was like, you know what? I can wait that. It's okay. And they've been sitting since the start of this. Like, I think they went on strike 2 days before. So like I'm like, where's my stuff? I've got zero patience. So I understand entirely where you're coming from, because I'm the frustrated guy on the other end being like, come on.
Yeah.
Just give me it.
But there's nothing we can do. It's like, I can phone like the postal service, like, hey, what's going on? They're like, there's nothing we can do.
Yeah.
That's only if someone picks up on the other side.
Yeah, the postal strike out here is definitely something.
Yeah. Going to be in to week 4 soon at this point in time.
Yeah, well, and it's right now kind of we're like just the beginning of December, but that's kind of late to be ordering gifts if you want them to come like when they're already,
Yeah.
Like it's already slammed. So it's going to be a rough time for a lot of people who got gifts and everything. You're in like a big market, right? Like you sell games and stuff.
Yeah.
And gamers are not the most known for being chill about their stuff. Like they
are not patient.
No, everyone knows that, like the like, hey, like, do you have this call like 18 times comes through. So it's I understand why you've been tired.
Yeah. So, but that's about it. How about you, Daniel?
I've been good. I've been busy with stuff. I for anyone who plays like RPG games, Path of Exile is like a game I was a really, really early supporter of. I was like in the closed beta and then the open beta of it. I've played that game for a long, long time.
You and your brothers have been playing it for a long time.
Yeah, me and all my brothers, and then a few of my friends were like day one supporters, like when they only had 200 people testing the game. And I love the game because I loved Diablo 2. And Path of Exile 2 came out yesterday. And let me tell you, that took some time to get downloaded. There's no way that they could have foreseen how many people were going to try play that game. I think they're expecting, like the tens of thousands thing, and they had redeemed like 1 million early access codes that the servers could not handle it. It was a classic RPG release day where it took 7 hours. So I finally got on to play it this morning because I was busy with the rest of my night and wasn't able to do it. So I was having a lot of fun playing that right before this. I'm going to go back to playing that right after this and hope that my work leaves me alone. I think you can play it for PS5. I might get a PS5, bolt that thing in the truck and just play.
Oh, good Lord.
I'm late to every site. But yeah, other than that, no, it's been good. I've just been busy with work stuff, but had good weeks. And Slothy, yourself?
I am still pretty getting over being sick. Ended up not being able to work this week, so I was sitting at home super bored. Yeah, that's about all there is to report on my end. There hasn't been a lot going on.
That sucks. Just sick, just getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then when you're in a situation like that, everyone around you gets sick and can't do anything with those people around you. And
Yeah.
Exactly. We've been in. Yesterday was the first day I actually left the house all week.
it sucks.
Whoa,
Mm-hmm.
that's harsh.
I absolve you of your sickness. Shwam. It's definitely, you got to start feeling better soon. Yeah, you were pretty sick. You sound a lot better than you were.
Mm-hmm.
You look a lot better than you were too. So
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
yeah, you looked like you were dying.
Yeah, it was a little rough for a while, but we're getting through it.
Me trying to mic a Ouija board so you can still be on the episode. It's
There you go. There you go.
No, I'm glad you're starting to feel better and stuff. Hopefully you get back to work soon. We before we jump into it, if you want any of the cards we talk about today, like I said, go to houseofcards.ca. They are great, phenomenal people. Promo code IT99. They do have fast shipping. It's not going to be with Canada Post right now. I'll tell you that.
Nope.
It'll be as fast as Canada Post can deliver it. But no, they are great. They're really fast with lists. They got a really good stock. So go use promo code IT99, houseofcards.ca. Gives you a discount. It supports us. And it's just overall good. AI armor sleeves for all the good stuff. They are great. The videos are going to be coming out. So I'm going to probably do 2 or 3 a week until we got a lot of gameplay videos with people. So it was a blast. And yeah, let's jump into this idiotic deck tech. When I saw this card, pop it up on the screen there, thought that this was a fake card because of how stupid it is. It's drawn. It's such a ridiculous looking card. It's Shroofus Spoutsire. Either way, he's a friend. What a silly commander. It's mono green. It's from Jumpstart. It's 2/1 green for a 1/1 saproling. Built-in trample is killer on any commander. And whenever a saproling you control deals combat damage to a player, create that mini 1/1 green saprolings. This is like such a cool commander because not only does Shroofus do it, but if I swing at you with like 10 saprolings and I get through with my 10 1/1s, I make 10 more. It's such a good ability on a commander.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that this promotes, like, it's a token generator, but it promotes you to be aggressive.
Yes.
You know, you're not just sitting back, just building a sapling army. Like, you probably can, depending on how you build it, but it promotes you to say, like, hey, swing in with your sapling so you can make more, or they basically replace themselves.
If you're a player like me who kind of likes to dirtle a little, it's really easy to bash people with commander damage when you're trying to swing your commander like this, right? Because like this deck is called Shroofus Tricks. I'm gonna tell you right now, this isn't a normal Daniel deck. There's an instant or sorcery or 2 in this deck. You guys are gonna be blown away. There might even be 3. Yeah. I have a budget equipment one too that'll be in the list. The equipment one's like way cheaper, but yeah, if you don't want to kill your friends with commander damage, you can just swing 1/1 saprolings at them as well and still get your saproling doubling kind of effects. But yeah, so like I said, the art is just one of the silliest things I've ever seen. Getting bonked to death by Shroofus is crazy.
Man, I can't wait for all the Jumpstart commanders to drop in price. Like, they're so outrageous.
They need some crazy waves of it. The problem with them stuffing these cool legendaries into Jumpstart and then making them like so, because you don't get them like in normal packs. It's not normal drop rates because it's in a theme and then you get a chance to get it in that theme, right? It's not always even guaranteed on the theme. And they like the Rev is so cool. Bridget is great. Shroofus is great. Like there's the Jumpstart stuff with this was really good. Foundations really did a good job with it. But like I said, I saw this card and I thought it was just like silly. Like I thought it was just like a fake, like someone made card because the Jumpstart logo does kind of look like a fake logo, you know?
Yeah,
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, until I had seen it. So let's jump into our Shroofus here. We've got a few. I should have organized these ones better. Well, these artifacts will be organized into their things, yeah. But we'll start with artifacts. I'll start us off. We have Blackblade Reforged. That's 2-mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets 1/1 for each land you control. You can equip a legendary for 3 or 7 for if you want to suit up another saproling. But you're gonna want a Shroofus.
Slothy, you want to take the next one?
Sure. Next up, we've got Bone Sabers. 2 and a green for an equipment. Whenever equipped creature attacks, put 4+1/+1 counters on it, and it has equip for 3.
4+1/+1 counter. That's just so stupid.
Yeah, that's a pretty big buff on attack, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, So, all right, we have the Crown of Gondor for 3 mana, legendary artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. When a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, if there is no monarch, you become the monarch. It has equip cost of 4. This ability costs 3 less to activate if you're the monarch. That's a really fun card.
Yeah, it's really cool, especially like a 59-cent card that's really cool. I'm surprised you don't see it more. I just kind of found it when I was building the Shroofus list, and I want to get some more of them already. They're really, really cool.
The Lord of the Rings set really had a lot of really neat cards that are kind of under the radar like this.
They had so many good cards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I really, really like this card. It's especially like with what we're trying to do with the number of creatures we control. Speaking of that, we have 2 other cards that are in that vein. I'll take the first one here. We've got Stoneforge Masterwork. It is 1 mana. Equipped creature gets 1/1 for each other creature you control that shares a type with it. Equipped for 2, so that's great. Every time we're hitting, we're making Shroofus bigger and bigger and bigger.
And then we've got the Sword of the Squeak. 2 mana for an equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control with base power or toughness 1. Whenever a hamster, mouse, rat, or squirrel you control enters, you may attach Sword of the Squeak to that creature, and it has equipped for 2.
Yeah, these for the ones that are letting me get more power for each creature I have are going to really, really rock in this deck.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can definitely see that. That's pretty cool.
I have a decent draw section. I'll let Sherman start us off here.
The first one we have, wow, you have 14 in here? Good golly. All right, we have a Carnage Altar for 2 mana artifact. For 3 mana, you sacrifice a creature and you draw a card. It's not bad because you're in green, so you'll probably have like easy access to ramp and whatnot.
Yeah, lots of throwaway mana generally, especially if we like we've got some good ramp stuff later on. We have a Collective Unconscious, another one that really cares about the number of creatures we have. 4 double green, draw a card for each creature you control. That's going to be, generally speaking, a pretty big one. I think this deck might need a Reliquary Tower. I'm just going to put
you didn't have any extras from the face-to-face event?
Going to put in a Reliquary Tower. All right. Then I'm going to go edit that. We'll get back there later.
They give you 101 sleeves.
Yeah, exactly. You guys get it. If they didn't want me to sleeve it, they wouldn't give me the sleeves.
The next one we've got here is the Endless Atlas. 2 mana. For an artifact, you can pay 2 and tap it to draw a card. Activate only if you control 3 or more lands with the same name. It's a monocolor deck. That's probably going to be the case.
Mm-hmm.
If not, there might be some problems.
You got Flash Foliage for the next card. 2 and a green. It's an instant. You put a 1/1 green saproling creature token into play, blocking target creature attacking you, and you draw a card. That's interesting.
Kind of fun, right? People think I'm tapped out. I throw a blocker up. I get a draw.
Yeah.
It also makes me saprolings, right? You could really quickly you can go pretty different with this deck. You can put your Doubling Season, your like Parallel Lives. I didn't put any of that in here. I don't put a lot of those in decks anymore because I have so many decks that already run them, like my Rith the Redeemer deck, that kind of thing. So I don't really play a lot of the like Ogres that I just can't spend like, although how they're printing Doubling Season, you're not really spending that much. It'll be $5 eventually. But you know what I mean? Like I just generally don't put the win more cards in here. I like stupid cards like Flash Foliage a little more because no one expects the Flash Foliage.
I find when you play things like Parallel Lives or Doubling Season, instantly like you become the threat. You become like the target for the whole table, right?
Well, that kind of goes back to I want to say it was in March when we were talking about staples.
Yeah.
And just having those big, powerful cards will, regardless of what the rest of your deck is doing, put you on alert.
But it's also kind of nice, too, because when you don't play those cards, right, typically people are going to be expecting them, right? So maybe they don't blow up an enchantment that I actually like because they're saving it for like, well, he's making sapling tokens. He's got to have a Doubling Season or something in there, right? Like maybe they're saving it for the big, bad, scary card that's not even in my deck, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. We have a Fungal Plot as well. 1 in the green. You can pay 1 in the green, exile a creature card from your graveyard, create a 1/1 sapling. It's okay. That's not what we're using. We're using it for sack 2 saplings, gain 2 life, draw a card.
Fun.
That's going to be super, super valuable to us, especially like if we get a board, say we've got, 20, 30 saprolings and stuff like that. It's nice to have instant access to life gain and draw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the next one, we all knew it was coming. We got our Howling Mine, 2 mana. At the beginning of each player's draw step, if Howling Mine is untapped, that player draws an additional card.
You gotta put it in.
It's Group Hug.
It is Group Hug.
Good times.
Not even adjacent. It's all right.
All right, we got a Hunter's Insight for 2 and a green. It's an instant. You choose a creature you control. Okay. Choose a target creature you control. Haha. That matters. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player or a planeswalker this turn, draw that many cards. Hey, that's not bad.
Decent combat trick, especially if we've got a big boy. Like especially with the Bone Sabers, you swing. It's got 4. The trample built in, the 4/1 counters, right? A lot of times we're going to be able to get through.
Mm-hmm.
We have an Idol of Oblivion. I just love throwing this in token generating decks. It's 2 colorless. You tap, draw a card, activate only if you made a token this turn, which is generally what we're trying for. Late game, you can pay 8, sack it for a 10/10 colorless Eldrazi, but I don't think we really need that as much. But if we want a huge boy to end the game out, not bad.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Then we've got the Ravenous Amulet. 2 mana for an artifact. You can pay 1 and tap it and sacrifice a creature to draw a card and put a soul counter on this artifact, activate only as a sorcery. Or you can pay 4 and tap it to sacrifice this artifact. Each opponent loses life equal to the number of soul counters on it.
And that's an interesting card.
It's I'm pretty sure it's just a new one from Foundations, right?
Yes.
Looks like it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it elsewhere, but like I think that's gonna have a lot of like playability in your classic proliferate. Yeah. Well, yeah, and proliferate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot that this thing can do, but that drain ability is pretty good, and that one's not at sorcery speed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 4 mana is quite a bit, but still. And you just got to pump up the counters on it. Still, not bad. Not bad at all.
Well, and if you're, like you said, in Aristocrats, if you're already in a deck that has extra tokens or like wants a sacrifice, this is a pretty solid sack outlet to give you draw.
True.
Yeah.
All right, moving on here. We have Return of the Wild Speaker for 4 and a green. Instant. You choose 1. Either draw cards equal to the greatest power amongst non-human creatures you control, or non-human creatures you control get +3/+3 until end of turn. Fantastic card for something like this, especially if you're going to go swing wide.
Well, and especially too, right? It's not just if they made just Shroofus give me saprolings, it'd be a pretty cool deck, right? But all your saprolings, right? So I buff all my saprolings. You block my commander. All right, I'll still hit you with the 13 other ones.
So true.
Make 80 saprolings. We have a Rites of Flourishing because I'm a simple man with a unicycle for a brain. It's 2 and a green. At the beginning of each player's draw step, they draw an additional card, and they can play an additional land each turn. I just like these group hug cards. I can't stop playing them.
We got Season of Gathering up next. 4 double green for sorcery. You can choose up to 5
pause
worth of modes. You may choose the same mode more than once. For 1, you can put a +1/+1 counter on a creature you control. It gains vigilance and trample until end of turn. For 2, you can choose target or enchantment and destroy all permanents of the chosen type. And for 3, you draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control.
That's fun.
Normally, I'm probably going to choose like a buff and draw, but it is really nice to be able to wipe all artifacts and enchantments if I need to.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, it also depends on like how many enchantments and artifacts you're playing. So
yeah, I don't play that many.
Right.
Yeah, and that gets rid of all your treasure tokens and
Okay.
There's really quickly, I can't remember it should be in the deck. It's a creature that you tap untap creatures to destroy target artifact or enchantment. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, it's a shaman or whatever.
Yeah, I don't have that in my box right now of cards, so it should be in the deck. This deck is you need a little bit of artifact and enchantment removal, but again, I'm not a big brain player. It's all attack. You have artifacts and enchantments I don't like. I'm gonna just kill you. I'm just gonna kill you where you stand.
We should just each of us should just make a deck for the other person and just rotate it and see like how everyone does with them.
I need to be removed. I don't play removal.
Okay. We have the next card here, Shamanic Revelations for 3 double green, sorcery speed. Draw a card for each creature you control. It has ferocious, so you gain 4 life for each creature you control with power 4 or greater. Fantastic card for this, especially with like a lot of creatures and tokens.
Yeah. And then we have our traditional Skull Clamp, just to, if you're playing a deck that has 1/1s, it's kind of a auto include. Like I try to steer away from auto includes, but I'm gonna throw my saprolings away to draw cards, you know?
Yeah.
For 1 mana to draw 2 cards, it's such a good value.
There's a reason that it's consistently around like a $10 card, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
They reprinted this how many times? Like 6, 7 times, and it's still like $10.
So many times.
Tons of times.
Yeah, I'm
golly.
like scrolling through the list. It's from Dark Seal from the Vault, Online Promos Commander 2011, Vintage Masters 2014, 2015, 2016, Commander Anthology 2017, Secret Lair, Commander 2020, The List again, Commander Legends, Baldur's Gate. It was in the Warhammer decks, the Brothers War decks, Margin Machine decks, Fallout decks, Bloomburrow decks. Like, you just can't stop with it.
You can't
It's been
stop.
reprinted 24 times.
Let's go.
And still $10. That's how you know it's such a good card.
Make it 25. Yeah, it's very, very solid. I really, really like skull clamping things.
Yeah, the history of behind it is so funny too. People should, like, anyone who doesn't know, just look it up. It's hilarious because they thought that originally this was a bad card.
That's funny. Just a trash throwaway card.
Yeah, because they didn't think anyone would play with it. Like, why would you like debuff your creature? That makes no sense. And then this happened.
Yeah, right. Our next section I have called Get Buffed. Oh, Shroofus. Yeah. I am who I am. Take us away, Slothy.
All right. Sure. The first one in Get Buffed is Alpha Status, 2 and a green for an aura. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 for each other creature in play that shares a creature type with it. That's nasty.
It's a big sapling.
That is a big plant boy.
Yeah. It's mean. I think,
man.
you Sherman.
Yeah, it's me next. We have the Blackwood Armor for 2 and a green. Another enchantment aura. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 for each forest you control. Another Foundations card.
It's a big reprint one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this one's been in a bunch.
A lot as well.
All the way back to like Urza's Saga.
Oh, yeah. Oh, dang.
Old.
Smokes.
We've got a nice flip land here. Bridgeworks Battle. 2 and a green, sorcery. Target creature you control gets 2/2 till end of turn and fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. So a nice little piece of like pseudo removal.
And flip side?
Oh, yeah, the flip side is just a land that enters tapped, I believe. Oh, when it enters, you may pay 3 life. If you don't, it enters tapped. It's a bolt land. They're such good lands.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah, 3 life is nothing if I need the mana.
Yeah.
It means you're going to win the game? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The next one we've got here is Echoing Courage. 1 and a green for an instant. Target creature and all creatures with the same name as that creature get +2/+2 until end of turn.
Yay, hooray for tokens.
Yeah.
Unless you start naming them different things, like you're Bob, you're Henry, you're Jacob.
You might start doing that if you put like alpha status on one of your tokens and just like, you promote him. This is Richard. This is Richard, and Richard doesn't play games.
Okay, we have the next card here, Elder of Laurels. Ooh, interesting. For 2 and a green, creature human advisor. It's a 2/3. For 3 and a green, target creature gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creatures you control. Fun times.
Yeah, stacking that repeatedly is pretty silly.
Reminds me of Colonel Mustard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Gonna make me spam that Kendrick Lamar drop. Mustard. Yeah, don't get me started. I listened to that song for 2 hours the other day.
Oh golly.
We've got Elvish Fury. It's 1 green. Target creature gets 2/2 till end of turn, and it has a buyback of 4, so we can keep casting it if we want.
Not bad for 5 mana.
Yeah. We've got Explosive Growth. 1 green for an instant. It has kicker 5. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you paid the kicker cost, gets +5/+5 until end of turn instead.
That's really, really fun, especially considering your commander already has trample. Who cares?
Yeah, well, that's exactly it, right? In a worst case scenario, we've got a lot of these really, really low to the ground, like drop 1 mana, smash them for 2 more kind of things. But I like the utility of having more mana late game. I hit you for 5.
Fair enough. Oh, fun. We have For the Family for our single green instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If you control 4 or more creatures, that creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn instead.
I love Jetmir. The Jetmir art's great.
He's such a strong commander. Every time I see him, you need to kill him.
Jetmir in the command zone slaps. I should do Kalen's Jetmir deck one day, like our lovely producer and my wife. But yeah, no, she it's a really good, interesting deck. The Jetmir is pretty cool. I built it. It's a great deck. But she made some changes. We have a Gather Courage, 1 green with Convoke. Target creature you control gets 2/2 till end of turn. A nice little extra piece of combat trick there. They think we're tapped out. Not today.
Then we've got Get a Leg Up. Single green for an instant. Till end of turn, target creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control and gains reach.
Fun times.
Again, just
yay.
really quickly, just that ability to pump for the creatures we control, especially at 1 mana. You're not often going to be threat assessing. Like, I've got 1 open mana. What can he do?
Fog. You're in green. It's got to be a fog.
Well, you know what I mean? It's just going to be, even if it's 1 untapped saproling, I attack you with Shroofus and another saproling, you're going to obviously block Shroofus, be like, okay, well, I'm not going to take that, and I'll just pump the other one huge.
Yeah. Next card here, we have your nice, classic, original Giant Growth. For 1 green, target creature gets +3/+3 until end of turn.
The OG itself.
Yeah, OG.
The OG tricks. We have a Groundswell as well. 1 green. Target creature gets 2/2 till end of turn, and it has landfall. If you had a land enter the battlefield under your control this turn, it gets 4/4 instead.
Yeah. Then we've got Invigorate. 2 and a green for an instant. Also, side note, Dan, where's the real Dan?
Yeah, right. I told you there's a few in here. There's 1 or 2. I save. It's cumulative, like I put them all in 1 deck, and then I don't have to put any in the next 10.
Yeah, you do like 1 instant base deck a year.
Exactly. You guys get
it. But Invigorate is 2 and a green. If you control a forest rather than pay the spell's mana cost, you may have an opponent gain 3 life, and target creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn.
It's a fantastic card.
I love every part of this card. It's so political. You can save someone with it potentially, which is very cool.
Yeah.
You can also buff, again, I can buff Sherman's creature. I like it as a political card, but if I want to hit people, I don't care if you gain 4 life. I just want saprolings.
Yeah. And that's a great way to politic. It's like, okay, let me attack you with Shroofus. I'm going to bump it up, but you'll lose like 2 life overall. I just need saprolings, right? So it's like, okay, you gain 3 life, but you lose 2 life from like every auto damage, and you get 5 saprolings. Hey, that's a good favor to get later on.
Yeah.
So we got Might of the Masses for the next card. It's a single green for an instant. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each creature you control.
Shroofus is so mean. He's so hurtful. Yeah, those are rough buffs. I should have named this section rough buffs. Mutagenic Growth, 1 Phyrexian green. So you can pay either green or 2 life. Target creature gets 2/2 until end of turn.
Ooh. This is one of the first cards I ever pulled in a booster pack. Cool. We've got Phyto Burst. 1 and a green for sorcery. Target creature gets +5/+5 until end of turn.
Nice.
That's I really like casting this at sorcery speed because it's a threat that it's coming. Shroofus is coming at you. Phyto Burst in main phase 1. What's up?
Yeah. Fun times. We have the next card, Primal Bellow for a single green. Another instant. Seriously, so many instants. What's going on? You're not
Let's
me.
go. I told you there's a few in the deck.
Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each force you control.
Yeah. That one's gonna hurt. That one's gonna hurt a lot.
Rufus is coming in no matter what.
Right? We got Raised by Giants. 5 and a green. Commander creatures you own have base power, toughness 10/10, and are giants in addition to their other types. This is very important to note that if somebody takes Shroofus and this is on the battlefield, I still own Shroofus, and Shroofus is now a 10 or a 10/10 on the other side of the field. Just keep that in mind if you're playing a control meta. Maybe don't put that one down. Maybe
someone's playing blue.
Yeah, maybe leave that one alone.
We've got Spore Crown Thallid next. 1 and a green for a 2/2 fungus. Each other creature you control that's a fungus or saproling gets +1/+1.
I love all the fungus cards so much. They're so cool looking.
I'm a big fan of this art.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Like, Last of Us Season 2 is coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
Dope. All right, we have Thallid Germinator for 2 and a green. Creature, fungus. It's a 2/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on the Germinator. Remove 3 spore counters, and you create a 1/1 green saproling creature token. You also get the ability Sacrifice a Saproling. Target creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Hey, so it's basically recycling itself with the Shroofus.
Yep. I really, really like that ability, yeah. You can throw all your blocked ones away and just get new ones.
Yeah.
So nice. Next artwork is Kalen. We've got Titanic Growth. 1 and a green. Target creature gets 4/4 till end of turn.
Nice.
I was hoping this one would be in here.
Oh, it's gotta be.
It's gotta be. We've got Unnatural Growth. 1 and 4 green for an enchantment. At the beginning of each combat, double the power and toughness of each creature you control until end of turn.
Such a fun card.
Mm-hmm.
So fun. So dangerous. Like, it's for something that's less than $3. It's a good add to a lot of green decks.
It has come down a lot in price with the reprint in the Bellow precon.
Yeah. I just quickly moved the last card there to a different section. It's a different card. You guys got to believe me. So we're done our get buffed section. It's only 22 cards. Don't even worry about it. Lands, we've got 29 forests. We have Okina, Temple to the Grandfathers, which is really cool. Legendary land. Taps for a green or pay 1 green and tap target legendary creature gets 1/1. So a nice other little piece of buff. Pendlehaven, kind of similar. Legendary land, taps for a green. Target 1/1 creature you control gets +1/+2 till end of turn, which is great for our saplings. Nice little ones. And then we put a Reliquary Tower in earlier. Don't even worry about it.
Fair enough.
Yes. Okay. Now we go to our next section. Make them afraid of trample. Sherman, start us up.
Okay, we have a Basilisk Collar for 1 mana. Another equipment for an artifact. Equipped creature gets Death Touch and Lifelink, which is fantastic here, and it has equip cost of 2. Remember when this card used to be like a $15, $20 card?
Mm-hmm. Honestly, I feel like if you have Trample on your commander, you have to put Basilisk Collar in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
It's just,
because the Death
so
Touch
good.
is so scary.
Yeah, it's terrifying. Roll over with 1 damage. I'll throw 10 creatures in front of Shroofus. Okay. Dead. This mushroom's poisonous. We have a Gift of the Viper. 1 green. You put a 1/1 counter, a reach counter, and a death touch counter on target creature, and you untap it. That card does a lot. That
does a lot for 1 mana, yeah.
It's a really good card.
I like seeing people put this on Bird's Paradise.
Hilarious. A 1/2 death touch reach birds.
Yeah.
True.
So much. It's so stupid. See, but that's the thing. Like, sometimes you go for the fun plays. You don't go for the optimal plays. You go for the fun plays.
Like I said, I killed someone with a Birds of Paradise, and it was a highlight of my weekend. Made me very happy.
You guys will see the video soon.
It made me very happy.
That was
fun game.
Hilarious. The next one we've got is Horrid Vigor. 1 and a green for an instant. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible until end of turn.
Ooh, Indestructible is nice.
I love the art on that one as well.
It's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love the flavor text too. We set it on fire, it lived. We cut off its head, it lived. We fell to it 1 by 1, it lives.
So it's like Rasputin?
Right, yeah.
On to the next section, we have more saprolings.
Take us away.
Why do we don't need more saprolings?
We need more saprolings.
Do you have a Tender Shoot Dryad in here?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have an extra Tender Shoot Dryad. That's how I build.
That's true. They are expensive too, so that's
Tender Shoot's great. Obviously, a Verdant Force too, but
yeah. So we got the greener pastures for 2 and a green. It's an enchantment. During each player's upkeep, if that player controls more lands than any other player, the player puts a sapling token into play under his or her control. Treat this token as a 1/1 green creature. That's an interesting card.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have the most lands of everyone, you get to put in saprolings.
Yeah.
Huh.
I like it. It is Group Hug.
It is Group Hug.
Kind of.
The next one's a pretty cool one. It's a fun commander. I have a Namada deck. It's really, really budget and silly. 49-cent card. You love it. Namada Grove Guardian is 4 double green for a legendary creature, Tree Folk, 4/5, that has a mana sink, 2 and a green. You create a saproling. Or you can sack a saproling and saprolings get 1/1. So this is really, really nice to board buff. Like you got 10 saprolings, you sack 5, all of your other saprolings are like 5 or 6 6s now.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we've got the Saproling Cluster. 1 and a green for an enchantment. You can pay 1, discard a card from your hand, put a 1/1 green Saproling creature token into play. Any player may play this ability.
This is a fun card.
It's Group Hug.
It is Group Hug.
Group Hug adjacent.
Really, really cool artwork.
You don't need those extra lands. Just get rid of them.
Toss them away. Let's go. I really like the Greener Pastures artwork too. Oh yeah, you're next, Sherman, please.
Yeah. Okay, we have Scattered the Seeds for 3 double green. Instant. It has Convoke. You can put you put 3 1/1 green sapling creature tokens onto the battlefield.
Yeah.
For 5 mana, not bad.
Well, especially just being able to throw it away with some extra.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We have Sprout. It's 1 green. You put a 1/1 green sapling creature token into play. Very, very easy. Very basic. Simple.
Then we've got the Sprout Swarm. 1 and a green for an instant with Convoke and buyback of 3. And put a 1/1 green sapling creature token into play.
Yeah, I really like this. Once you have 5, you just keep it going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Convoke with buyback. That's so stupid.
Yeah. Well, it just gets kind of silly eventually, eventually you can use it twice and buy it back twice, right? It's great. I love Sprout Swarm.
Yeah. Okay. We have a Vitaspore Thallid or Vitaspore Thallid for a 1 and a green. Creature fungus 1/1. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a spore counter on it. You can remove 3 spore counters from the Thallid. Put a 1/1 green sapling creature token into play. Or you can sacrifice a sapling. Target creature gains haste until end of turn. Hey, haste. That's always fun. You don't get to see that often in green.
No, right? And it's nice for us. And again, it's a political tool. I can say, you know what? I'll give your creature haste. Save
That's
me.
true.
Save me. We have protection. So let's jump into our protection section. We've got Blossoming Defense. 1 green. Target creature you control gets 2/2 and hexproof. Another big buff.
Then we've got Gaia's Gift, 1 and a green for an instant. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. It gains reach, trample, hexproof, and indestructible until end of turn. Some gift.
The next card's fun. We have Overprotect for 1 and a green. Instant. Target creature you control gets +3/+3 and gains trample, hexproof, and indestructible until end of turn. That's such a fun card.
You got to read the flavor text though, obviously.
Floor's defenses are impervious. Florb. The impervious.
It's such a silly looking card. I love it. But again, a 3/3 trample hexproof indestructible for 2 is great. It's a really strong card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bloomburrow came through.
You know what? With all these instances, I need to go through my stuff and give you a season of growth. It's just going to help.
I love that one. Yeah, the Scry one.
Yeah, so Scry, but it also has a second ability where every time you target a creature you control, you draw a card.
Is it? Is that what season of growth is? I always forget.
Look it up. I'm more certain that's the case.
Season
Look it up for everyone real fast here. For anyone in the video.
MTG. Let me see. I'm pretty sure that is what it is.
It's like 1 in the green.
Creature enters.
You scry 1 whenever a creature enters. And then at the very bottom, it's like 2 lines.
Creature, draw a card.
All right, well, that should obviously be in the deck. I will put that in the deck because I have a stack of them. I bought all of the new, what are they called? The Enchanted Tales one or whatever. I bought a huge stack of them. I forgot it gives you a draw. That's good. That's real good.
There you go. Throw it in later. Anyways, let's keep going here.
Oh, yeah, sorry, yeah. Snakeskin Veil, 1 green. You put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control, and hexproof till end of turn. People are going to try to kill my saproling, you know? And I'm gonna have a hard time being like, it's just a 1/1, leave him alone.
Then we've got Hivar's Stand, X and a green for an instant. Target creature you control gets +X/+X, gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn.
Nice. I love those cards.
It's a nice game ender, too, if we've got just tons of mana to dump in later.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We have our next card, Vines of Vastwood, for our single green, instant. Has kicker of 1 green. Target creature can't beat the target as spells or abilities your opponents control this turn. So it has hexproof. Cool. If Vines of Vastwood was kicked, that creature gets +4/+4 until end of turn. So for 2 mana, it gets +4/+4 in hexproof. Come on.
It's definitely I like that a lot of these, not even a lot of them, every one of my protection ones also buff.
Mm-hmm.
It's a nice life. We have ramp. We've got 9 things in our ramp. I'll start us off with an Arcane Signet. 2 mana, you tap for 1 mana of your commander's identity. We're in green. We don't really need that as much, but I just wanted more mana.
Yeah.
Then we've got the Bright Cap Badger. 3 and a green for a 3/4 Badger Druid. Has an adventure, an instant called Fungus Frolic. For 2 and a green, you can create 2 1/1 green saproling creature tokens. And for the creature side, 3/4 for 4. Each fungus and saproling you control has tap to add green. And at the beginning of your end step, create a 1/1 green saproling creature token.
That's a dope card.
It's a really cool card, hey?
So good. All right. We have the next card, your classic Cultivate, for 2 and a green. Sorcery. Search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put 1 on the battlefield, tapped, and the other one into your hand.
Yeah, nice and easy. We have a Growing Rights, obviously, especially with how much it's come down. Growing Rights of Itlamok, 2 and a green. It's a legendary enchantment. When it enters, look at the top 4 cards of your library. You can reveal a creature from among them, put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom in any order. We don't really have a lot of creatures, so that's not going to matter too much to us. But it's also got little saplings on the artwork. You know, what else can I say? Beginning of your end step, if you control 4 or more creatures, you transform it into Itlamok, Cradle of the Sun, which taps for a green or taps for a green for each creature you control.
Remember when these cards were spoiled and everyone's like, oh, the prices of like the reserve list is gonna go down because like Wizards is printing all the reserve list cards. No, they just went up.
Cradle. Yeah, exactly. It's not a guy's cradle. Still a good card though.
Still a great card. Still a fun card.
Also, Circle of Dream Druids would be good in here, but I can't ever find them, so there's no Circle of Dream Druids.
That's so true.
What about Jaheira?
Jaheira would have been great. I should have put it in Jaheira. Again, another huge piece of ramp.
Yeah.
Oh, another one that would be really good is Halcyon as well. The ability to turn your tokens into bears with your mana.
Mm-hmm.
Halcyon would be a really fun. I love Halcyon so much. Yeah, there's those Baldur's Gates commanders are so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jaheira is a great upgrade to the deck, and there's lots of stuff. We've got a lot of really redundant, like give your creature +2/+2, like so there's a lot of pieces you could easily remove and have the deck function the exact same for that. Like some great upgrades already. I like the Jaheira.
But this is a nice, simple budget deck, right? Because like we were looking at it, it's like $150. Salt scores like 26-27.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice, friendly game. Hopefully, friendly game.
Well, and you can cheap this down if you take out there's some big cards like the Skull Clamps are like $10, you know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, or you can ramp it up.
Yeah, go the other direction, make it a $500 deck.
Throw in that cradle. You deserve it.
Yeah. There you go.
But jumping back in here, we've got Moss Diamond. 2 mana, Burn Artifact, enters tapped and taps for green.
Fun. Now we have the Rampant Growth for 1 and a green. Sorcery. Search your library for a basic land card. Put that card on the battlefield, tapped and shuffle.
Easy. Classic Soul Ring. Gotta. 1 mana. Taps for 2 mana. You gotta
do it.
Oh, Slothy.
Another one I was really hoping was in here. Although I will argue it goes in a different section. We've got Strixhaven Stadium, 3 mana artifact. You can tap it for a colorless and put a point counter on it. Whenever a creature deals combat damage to you, remove a point counter from it. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to an opponent, put a point counter on Strixhaven Stadium. Then if it has 10 or more, remove them all, and that player loses the game.
You guys in your Strixhaven stadiums.
It's a good card. Slothy has preached the word.
It is a great card. It is perfect in this deck, actually.
Oh, fun. All right, our last card here for this section of ramp is going to be Utopia Mycon. For a single green, it's a creature, a fungus. It's a 0/2. At the beginning of your upkeep, you put a spore counter on it. Remove 3 spore counters from it, you create a 1/1. We're used to that. All right. The next ability here is what we care about. You sacrifice a saporling, and you add 1 mana of any color.
I like that ability.
Instant speed mana from sacrificing your guys. It's like a Phyrexian Altar in a sense.
Yep. A Fecundity would be great in this deck too. When your creatures die, you might draw. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I think this is our last one is We Win, and Strixhaven Stadium could also be in the We Win section.
Yeah.
But this is just a nice extra win con for if we can't get around what other people are doing. Epic Struggle. 2 double green at the beginning of your upkeep. If you control 20 or more creatures, you win the game.
How do you want to be a target real fast? Throw it down. see how many people have removal.
Do you want to be a target because that's how you become a target?
Yeah.
It's like I said, this one there's a very, very fun way to go through this. Like it's not too hard of a deck to pilot. Anyone can kind of jump into a deck like this. It's not super salty. It's very straightforward. Like we're trying to hit you with saprolings. That's it.
This deck is really, really good from the looks of it to give to someone that's learning to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
In all honesty, because it's like you said, it's nice and simple. You don't have that many triggers. Okay, you have like a lot of your creatures. Sure, they have like multiple abilities, but overall, it's very, very simple. You have Shroofus, you want to make it big, and you want to attack with it so you can make more saprolings.
Yep.
So, yeah.
That's like I said, it's a fairly simple deck. I really enjoy it. I'm quickly just moving these things over to the sections they should be in. Don't need an artifact section. Everything is get buffed, get buffed, get buffed. And believe it or not, get buffed. But yeah, it's that's my deck. It's kind of silly. It's a little bit of a quicker one today because don't really need to. I will make a budget version of it. Like all of our sections are pretty cheap. It's kind of hard to make a budget deck when your commander's $20.
Yeah.
It's already fairly budget in my opinion.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Like $150 when your commander's like
20 of the
bucks
dollars,
is already quite a bit.
Yeah, the sections are all pretty cheap. Our draw is our most expensive one at like $33.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And the land section, I feel, is deceptively expensive because people have forests just laying around.
Yeah, it's cost without basics. Oh, excluding basics is $135. So it's $135, and our commander's 20 of it. It's all right. It's more budget than I thought. Why?
Yeah, so
why is it?
That's not bad at all. And like, let's face it. Okay, if you need a rare query tower, go to the face-to-face events when it shows up around your town, or close, and people have the promos for the rare query towers. Like we were giving them away like crazy every time people
candy.
come by. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I gave away some more to my friends last week.
Well, yeah, that's what it's for, right? Just give them away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Face to Face for giving us so many cool cards to give away. They gave us that with one of the first events we did. We got the Festival Arcane Signets to give away. We gave away so many of those. I didn't even get anyone. I didn't even get one for myself. I should have given me one.
I have only one because you guys gave me that. I'm like, okay, and I don't know which deck I have it in.
That's fair. Oh yeah. And then I think I don't think I cut this list down, but I'm gonna quickly just pop into the video here. Like you guys can see, this is the other deck I'm in the midst of doing all my cuts from. But like this one's like 79 artifacts. It's like an all equipments kind of one, and it's got a lot of like really, really like stupid cool cards in it. Like Brass Knuckles, equipped creature has double strike if you have 2 or more equipments attached to it. There's some really, really cool ones in here, like Barrow Blade is one I hadn't seen until I started building this deck. Equipped creature gets 1/1 whenever equipped creature blocks or becomes blocked. That creature loses all abilities until end of turn. That's really,
fun.
really cool.
That's fun.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's like I said, this will be. I'll have the equipment version on it. I might put another like budget version of the deck up. We'll see kind of how it goes. But like you said, I think it's pretty okay at the moment.
It's a nice, simple, fun deck. Like, once again, you don't have to go all out making decks. Okay, the more you go all out, the more of an arms race everyone's, going crazy and whatnot. And you know what? Truth be told, the more you make decks like this, the more budget they are, the more like fun you have overall. Okay, because everyone starts like seeing different cards that you've never seen before. Some are older, some are newer, and you have more interaction, and it's just more fun. And it's not like you sit down and everyone just comboing off like crazy and taking like 10-15 minute turns. No, it's more like, okay, your turn. Okay, you take 2-3 minutes, and it goes really fast.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that's my experience. I don't know about everyone else, but that's my experience.
Yeah, like I said, I like Tana the Bloodsower is like one of my favorite commanders to do partner stuff with, and Shroofus is just kind of Tana the Bloodsower light, but all my saprolings can now do it. And there's a lot of commanders that are similar, like Kadira, Caller of the Small, the Rabbits one, that whenever it deals combat damage. But I think Shroofus might be the first one that gives us this ability on all our saprolings and not just Shroofus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's really cool.
Yeah. Tana's really cool. My Tana deck's a little different because it cares more about Tana hitting, right? So you kind of got to play around the fact that you're going to kill everyone with commander damage fast. But I really just like Shroofus. I'm still waiting for my Shroofus in the mail. But other than that, like it's been really, really fun to play test. It's been cool. My play group seems to like this one. Everyone plays with removal and hurts me deeply.
I want to see you play this. I like Shroofus is so fun. Like I should probably make one too.
Yeah, it's a very, very cool commander for what it is.
Yeah, I would probably make mine unblockable. I wouldn't care about the trample, or just give everything death touch and banding. There you go.
You'll block nothing. There is when I was looking through utility lands, there is one all your legendary creatures gains banding, like legendary green creatures gain banding.
Oh, but that's so. The thing is, it's not that all your legendary creatures gain banding. It's all your legendary creatures gain bans with legendary creatures, I believe.
Is it with legendary creatures?
No. So there's two types of banding. Okay, there's regular banding, and there's bans with others. Oh, okay. So the regular banding, everyone kind of knows what it is. It's kind of an inner joke. Blah blah blah. I get it. Okay. The bans with others is really, really weird because the bans with others says that you can't band with other creatures. You have to band with other creatures that has the same ability as bands with others. So if I have Shroofus and it says I give it like bands with other legendary creatures, it can only band with other creatures that have bands with other legendary creatures. It's really, really, really stupid.
They both have to have it?
Yes.
The card you're thinking of is Adventurer's Guildhouse?
Yeah.
All your green legends gain bands with other legends.
Yeah. So it would have to, all your legends would have bands with other legends. So it can only band with other legend creatures that have bands with other legends. You cannot band it with like a Llanowar elf, for instance, or something like that. It's a very weird wording on the rules for this. I'm more than certain this is how it works. It's because
it says prior to M10 you couldn't put an extra non-banding creature in a bands with other band, and currently you can't either from CR 702.22C. What you said is true of regular banding too. So you can band normal creatures together with banding, but not bands with other. Weird.
Yeah, because anyone that listens to the show, and you guys especially, you guys know I love banding. I try to throw in to decks whenever I can. So I need to know this quite well. It is one of the worst mechanics. Like I like building things around stupid mechanics. Hence why I had that group hug deck where everything's like based around the the epic mechanic and the sweep mechanic, one of the two worst mechanics
Silly
in all
things,
Magic. Yeah. And bands with others, in my opinion, as much as I love banding, is literally one of the worst abilities out there because it just makes no sense.
Yeah, the rule is as a player declares attackers, they may declare that one or more attacking creatures with banding and up to one attacking creature without banding, even if it has bands with other, are all in a band. They may also declare that one or more attacking creatures with bands with other and any number of other attacking creatures are all in a band. A player may declare as many bands as they want, but each creature may be a member of only one of them. Defending player can't declare bands, but may use banding in a different way. So yeah, that's not a good rule. That's the rule. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I know. But when you break it down, that's basically how it goes. So you have banding and you have band with others. You have to treat them kind of separately. So banding is just whatever we already know. Like when you attack, you band with another creature that doesn't have banding, or when you're blocking, as long as you have banding, you basically control combat damage. That's how I look at banding.
Yeah.
Okay. That's like the easiest way to figure out how banding works. You basically control combat damage. All right, done. How you combine with another creature is a different story, but for the most part, if you band with another creature and you're able to block it, you're blocking it. It doesn't matter. So, but bands with others is so confusing because let's say Shroofus has bands with other wolves. Okay, you'd be like, okay, that means it can band with a creature that's a wolf. No, it can only band with a creature that also says bands with other wolves. That's how that banding works.
You are hurting my brain.
Anyways, that is the show.
Yeah, that's it. Now you guys know how banding works.
Seriously, it's like, you know what? We will do an episode. That's a great idea. We will do an episode where we explain mechanics, the stupid mechanics that you can do that we like to do that no one else does, and why we like them. There you go. But yeah, it's something for everyone to look up. You have banding and have band with others, and have fun with that.
Yeah, that's it. I roll our outro now. No more banding. No more banding. That's the wrong button. That's the button. No, there we go. Thank you guys for getting through our episode. What would you put in Shroofus? What direction would you take it? Is banding Shroofus viable? I want to know. I need to know. If you like any of these cards, go to housecards.ca to buy them. They're great for everything. Promo code again, IT99. Use AI armor sleeves on everything. They're just wonderful. They're just cool. Check out all of our videos. If you want to support us, like, share, subscribe. It's like the best thing you can do. It helps people see our stuff. Makes us realize what we're doing is really cool. We just got our Spotify Wrapped and very cool stats from that. So we'll be doing some interesting things based on just how everyone listens. So that'll be fun. If you want to go above and beyond, like, share, subscribe, which is what everyone should do, then you guys should come over to Patreon. It's a very cool place to hang out, talk decks, see spoilers, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's it. Chat with us on Discord, kind of more one-on-one talks with us. Nice place. So yeah, that's it. That's the end of it. Shroofus out.
Yep. Once again, thanks to our sponsors, House of Cards. If you have any cards you need to buy, go check them out. Promo code IT99 saves you some money, gives us a small little kickback, and they have really fast, wonderful service, and support is great. And AI armor, gotta love them. Can't say anything bad about them right now. I love them so much. I need more sleeves from them.
Mm-hmm. You are tired. I just said those.
I know. Saying it again. I don't care.
All right. Bye, everyone.
See ya.